Hi everyone. Hello. My name is Diane and welcome to my channel Witchcraft is Political. So now we are on to the last stone, which is the amethyst. The question we are posing today is, how are you unnecessarily complicating your life? How are you making your life harder right now? It's very much about right now. Whenever you're watching this video, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find this video is the right time for you. This video is relevant when you find it. Alright. So amethyst, huh? I can already feel that this reading is gonna be very different from the last two stones. If you so wish, and it's absolutely not necessary, but like there are 4 parts to this video and this is the 4th part. You can check out part 1, which is the introductory part. The link is in the description box below. And you can check out parts 2 and 3 depending on which stone you pick. So in the first part, you pick the stone, and in parts 2 and 3 is the reading for stone 1 and 2, and this is the last stone which we are reading for. So just check the link in the description box below. If this is the first video you're coming across, it will explain everything. But I just want to get straight to the reading for this amethyst. At the outset, I want to say that I am a witch. I am also, as a witch, I'm a tarot reader, a psychic, and a medium, an oracle. And I don't really have like a pre-designed format for these sessions. So for the last 2 stones, I have channeled messages from the stone, these pieces of earth, the earth spirit, and I have also read some tarot cards, charms, or oracle cards, depending on what it felt like. So, but I have a feeling that this reading is going to be quite different. I'm entirely not sure if they're going to be tarot cards. So let's see. I can already feel the energy of the people who picked this stone. It's very, very different from the other 2 stones. I feel you guys already have some sort of spiritual practice for sure, which you use to ground yourself. And I have just a lot of messages coming in for you guys. Just hang on a second and let me focus on it. At the beginning, at the outset, I want to say that I am getting this message from the earth spirit that something has recently shifted in your life. And by recent, I mean in the past 4 months, sometime around October or end of October maybe, or beginning of November. But I would say October. And so if you're watching this video in January, that's October. But Yeah, I think it's something to do with the fall. Something shifted in the fall or in the autumn for you. It's not 4 months, it's about the autumn. Something changed for you last autumn, and this has left you a bit ungrounded somehow. You are not usually a person who complicates their life. You are usually quite a self-aware person. You may even be a light worker, and you are not someone who is easily fazed by changing life situations or changing, events happening in the world. You have, in usual times or under normal circumstances, you are quite grounded, and you have learned this through your spiritual practices. But something has changed for you last autumn, and it caused a big shift with you somehow, which has left you feeling a bit unsure about your position in life, or just a bit unsure about your life and what you are doing with your life. Isn't that interesting? It has brought you fear. Whatever happened last autumn put you in a state of fear. which which is somewhat uncharacteristic for you, because I mean, of course you feel fear, but you are not usually the kind of person who is driven by fear. But I am getting this message from Amethyst that whatever happened, whatever shifted last autumn, has put you in a state of fear, in the sense that now you are like making fear-based decisions and acting on fear without quite realizing it. And somehow your spiritual link has become a bit weaker, because obviously there is so much fearful energy surrounding you right now, and this is what is complicating your life. But I want to get a bit more precise on this. Just give me a minute to focus and like get my thoughts in order. I think I'm getting a vision, and I'm going to describe it to you. It's the vision of a person who is in the outdoors, in the frozen outdoors. So it's like wintertime, almost feels like an Arctic scenery, and this person is like the ground is frozen like ice, and this person is skating on the ice, or like I don't know the word for what's wait sledges. Yeah, this person is either sledding on the ice or skating on the ice, but this person is alone, and they are definitely standing tall and upright, but they're like somehow sliding on the ice. And in general, they're just enjoying this little kind of like it's like just a fun game to them. They are being playful. They're enjoying, moving around in the ice, and like it's like a fun game, like it's play, right? And they're just enjoying the freedom, the wind on their face, and um, everything which hits them, the cold winds. It's they just like the freedom of this sledding, like kind of letting the ice guide their way to wherever they go and whatever they do. Because when you are sledding, when you are rolling, this person like just kind of allows the ice to do the work, and they just kind of enjoy the ride, and that's what I'm getting. But then there is a crack in the ice or something. Like there's a break and the person stumbles in this crack on the ice, and they don't really fall or anything. They just kind of like stumble and they keep moving. But now when they keep moving after this break, after the stumble, it's a very different kind of movement. It's not free like before anymore. It's not, it's a very yeah, what's the word? It's a very destination fever movement. So do you know what I mean? Like earlier the person was letting the ice take them wherever they wanted to go, letting the ice take them wherever they wanted to go. But suddenly now this stumbling brought such a rush of fear. I just felt like this amazing rush of fear kind of jump in my chest, and then I pulled this stone, and I'm gonna tell you what that means in a minute. But like I just felt this energy that there was this little stumble, and this I think refers to whatever shift happened last autumn. There was this stumble, and then this person really got this shot, really it was a shot of fear in the chest. And now the way they are moving on the ice, the way they are skating or sledding or what, slipping on the ice, it's very different. It's very much about, it's very much now focused on where are they going, what speed are they going at, what time do they need to reach there. It's destination focused. It's not journey focused anymore. It's not the fun and creative ways you can sled and slide on ice anymore. It's about where do I need to reach. It's their progress. I'm hearing this word progress. There has become almost like, since this stumble in the ice happened, there comes almost a crazy obsession. And I'm sorry, I don't want to say crazy, but like I'm only saying crazy because this is not this person's normal state. This is a very aberration state. This is not how this person usually is. This is not how you usually are. there comes this case of destination fever, real being focused on the destination instead of being focused on just enjoying the journey. Before the stumble, before the shift in the autumn, there was a sense of surrendering to the divine, of trusting in the divine path and trusting in the idea that the universe has your back. But then this stumble happened, and somehow it totally destroyed this person's trust in their ability to get anywhere if they keep enjoying the process. if they keep if they keep playing around in the ice and enjoying the ride. And it somehow brought into there being a huge fear. And since then, this person has been so focused on reaching some place, some goal, which is still not. I don't think this person is. I'm not even sure if this person actually even wants to get to that place, because or if they even really know what this place is. But they are it just brought the shift in energy, which has kind of almost consumed them, this new energy. And this new energy is about control of their destiny. The old energy, this person's normal state, was about surrender and letting the ice guide them. But the new energy is about using the ice so as to achieve their ends, using the ice as a means to achieve their ends. In the old energy, the ice was the person's friend. The person enjoyed the ice and saw it and saw the different textures as they skid across the ice, and saw all the possibilities and played with the ice. But in the new energy, since the stumble, since whatever happened in the fall, the person, the new energy the person is in, is completely about using the ice as a means to get where they want to get. And this is the big shift which has happened, which has kind of become almost a big stumble in your life, in this person's life. I don't know why I'm talking in the third person, but this was the vision I think I really needed to describe. So what happens in this stumble, right? Like the before and after situation. Before, this person had such a strong spiritual connection, such a strong spiritual link. But once they stumbled in the ice and the energy shifted, like the stumbling somehow broke their faith in the divine. The stumbling somehow broke their connection. I wouldn't say broke, because I don't think the connection is completely gone, but it certainly weakened it. It certainly assaulted their trust in universe's plan for them. It certainly assaulted their trust to weaken their trust. in the divine, in the universe, and that it certainly weakened their trust in the idea of a loving universe. And they began to be driven by fear-based energies instead, which is all about using the ice, controlling the ice, instead of seeing the ice as a friend, starting to see the ice as an enemy, something which needs to be managed instead of co-creating with. I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry for whatever you went through. I just want to say that because I know I can feel it affected you quite at some level. I wouldn't say it was life-shattering or anything like that, but I do think it really jolted you somehow, the stumble. Jolted you, broke your connection to the spirit, and like brought you into like this brought you into the material world without the spirit. Because before, the ice in this vision had spirit, when the skater was moving around the ice had spirit too. The ice is material, but the ice had spirit. But then, like, it jolted. The stumble jolted the skater, and then suddenly the ice had no spirit. It was just a resource, just a substance, just an object to be used for the skater's ends. Like all the magic of the ice disappeared, just became another material, not material magic, not magic material, not material magic, not magic material, but just material without spirit. The separation of matter and spirit happened. And like earlier, you had, or like before this incident or before whatever happened in autumn, you had so much faith and belief in the magical, and then suddenly that shock, and then everything began to seem unmagical, staid. You have to be real, you have to be practical. Maybe someone even told you that. Live in the real world. Something like this. And that made you feel that you were being crazy by believing that the ice was a friend and had your best interests in heart, or the ice had spirit too. But they were wrong. They were wrong. You didn't need to listen to them. Whoever told you these things. The ice always has spirit. Spirit is real. You are not crazy. You are not crazy. I really feel like saying this to you. You are not crazy. You are not a crazy person. Just because you can see things which others can't see, and forget see, just because you can feel things that others insist that they must see to believe it exists, doesn't mean you are crazy. You are not crazy. Hey mate, you are not crazy. Seriously, you are not crazy. Whatever the stumble was, whatever this conversation was, and whoever this other person was, they don't have, if it was a person, let me tell you at the outset, they don't have your best interests at heart. They might have good intentions, but their idea of life and their understanding of life is so limited that they cannot even imagine the amazing magical world you have been living in. So you have to like just stop listening to them. It's not that they don't love you or they have bad intentions for you. But they can't imagine your best interests, so they can't have your best interests. Because they just live in a very, very different, limited kind of world. They don't live in reality, which is magic. And if this was not a person, but just a situation, if this situation made you feel that you are not being practical or something like this, or you are not being realistic enough, or you are not being practical enough, let me tell you, like, these are just like internalized devil tendencies, right? Like, these are just like fear-based lies we tell ourselves to limit ourselves. And you know this, you know what I'm talking about. I really think you know what I'm talking about. I'm so sorry you have been through this. No one deserves to be in such a soul-sucking situation. And no one deserves to be around soul-sucking people. And especially not you. Have you been eating fish lately? If not, I think you should eat fish at the next full moon. I don't know. I'm really getting like a really fish texture here, almost like a salmon texture on the amethyst. It's about like conducting a ritual this full moon, which I think is next week if you're watching it at the time it was posted. Whatever, like just look up when the next full moon is and make some fish for yourself, bake some fish for yourself. Yeah, bake some fish for yourself with lemon and offer it to Freya. Freya. Do you know who Freya is? Freya is, even I don't know very well, but she just came to me right now because I think it's all because of all this Arctic landscape. Freya is the Norse goddess of the underworld, I think, or she's the Norse. She's in the Nordic mythology. She's in the Norse cosmology, and yeah, she is asking you to look her up, read about her, and call upon her. Freya. Even draw her in white and purple. And as you draw her instinctively, intuitively, know that she is with you. She was always with you, and you need to listen. If you ever feel doubt creeping in your heart, in your mind, you need to look at this picture of Freya you draw, and you need to ask her for the answers, not all these limiting situations and limiting people you have around you. That's FREJA or FREYA, Freya. And yeah, fish. So when you bake this fish with lemon on a full moon, on the next full moon, and then offer it to Freya, offer it to the drawing you made of her, and yeah, just connect to her, talk to her, and ask her to feed you her guidance in the fish. Then give your thanks to her and eat the fish, thinking about her. You can also draw a fish if you feel like. I don't know, somehow fish is really coming through, and something like baked fish. Interesting. I never. Oops, camera got cut off. They always cut off my camera when I start saying unnecessary things. So yeah, do this ritual, and this will somehow really help restore your connection to the magic, to the matter spirit, the material semiotic, right? Matter spirit. Because they are not separate, and you knew that. You always have lived like that, but then crazy people come into your life. Not crazy, they're not crazy, they're just limited because they have not fully healed their injuries yet, and they can only see the world through their injuries. They do not see the world in its reality, and that reality, of course, is magic. And we all know how, like, you have been there, I have been there too, right? We both know how when we are injured and unhealed, we only see the world in a limited way, and we don't see all the amazing magic and possibilities of Earth. So that's where they are at. They are in their limiting place. There's no judgment there. There's nothing to change or hate about it. We have to accept it, but accepting it will mean accepting that they are at that place will mean that you realize that you are not at that place, and you don't need to come down to their level. You don't need to injure yourself just to be with them. You don't need to limit yourself just to be with them. You don't need to see the world through limited eyes just so you can be around them, because you don't. Being around them will not help them. Like, okay, wait, let me gather my thoughts again. I can feel your anxiety in the sense that you really want to help this person, whoever this is. Somehow you want to help this person heal themselves, don't you? So you are getting like, you're talking to them and you're getting like sucked into their energies. But let me assure you that this is not how you will actually help them. You can't help them by sucking in their energy. That sucking in their fear-based energy only means, and I've done this 1,000 times. I've tried to help so many people by sucking in their fear-based energies, and it never works. What ultimately happens is that we both become fear-based. We both lose our link to spirit. We both lose the magic in our lives. And, it's like we both get dragged down to an unmagical world instead of being enlightened to the magic of the world or magic of the earth. So that's not how you help people. You can't help people like this. You'll only lose your own magic if you try to do this. So instead, you have to really focus on being a light worker. And what does that mean? A light worker is not a person who goes and goes out into the world and hands everyone their own light, right? Like it's a light worker is not someone who plucks the light they have inside of them and hands it out to anyone outside of them. That's not how light workers work. The way light workers work is that the inner light shines so bright that it just illuminates the space around them, and then people are then inspired by this light which they see in the light worker, in another human, right, to ignite their own light. See? But if the light worker went out, plucked the light out from inside of them and tried to give it to another person, how will that help anyone? Well, first of all, it won't help the light worker because the light worker will have extinguished their own light, right? But second of all, it won't even help the other person because the other person has no idea how to keep that light alive. They have not gone through their healing. They have not gone through their process. So even if you hand them a light, they have no idea how to hold it or how to keep it alive. Because they have not yet developed that connection to spirit and magic. They do not understand yet. They have not been through those experiences that can make them realize the matter-spirit nature of this earth and of this universe. So even if you pluck out your light from inside you and give it to them, they will not be able to hold it, and that light will go out. So now you both are in the dark. See, so that's not the way this is gonna work. That's not the way you should be trying it. The way you can actually help them is by trying your best to maintain and brighten. First, maintain. Well, first, since you have weakened the link, first, reignite that light inside you, then maintain it, and then make it brighter, strengthen that light inside you, so that when they see you doing it for yourself, they get inspired to do it for themselves. That's how you can help them. See, by being open about your process and by being vulnerable, but also by doing your own work and not letting your connection to matter spirit, to the magic of earth, just slip away. No. And if this process requires you to take some time off from this other person to create some distance between you two, so be it, because your light will shine. The more you invest in your own light, the brighter it will shine. And even if you are at a distance, this person will see you and they will get inspired and it will help them. So that's what you need to focus on, really. This is really the way you are complicating your life, coming back to the big question which started this whole video. You are focusing too much on others' light, when really all this focus on others' light is extinguishing your own light. or like all this focus on others' lack of light rather, is extinguishing your own light. You are trying too hard to help others. You are trying to help others by controlling them in a way, honestly, by controlling how like it's not as if you can control, but you're trying. Let me be honest with you, you are trying to direct their behavior, because you know what I think you really see how these people are digging themselves into a hole, and I so empathize with you. Like, I feel like all my life, all I have seen is people digging themselves into holes, and I have been so like, come on, can't you guys see what you're doing, right? And I just wanted to help them. I just wanted to like do something good for them, but you know, the more I tried, the more deeper we got into the hole. And now it was not just them, but it was also me. So like, let my story, and there's not one story, there are like 25 such stories or maybe more, you know. Let it serve as a, let us serve as a teaching moment, let's say. You know, you can't help them like this. You can't. Yeah, I really learned the very, very, very hard way that the best way I can help people who are digging themselves into holes, who are limiting their version of reality, is by expanding and increasing and focusing and fostering my own light. So, you know, in the past I was just trying to like control these people and tell them, oh no, this is wrong, this will just lead you to a bad path, and you will suffer if you keep doing this. You know, I kept saying these things to them and like trying to guide them through words, you know, basically, and trying to control what they do and what they don't do. But really, I realized that this is not how it works. And not just not how it works, but by doing this, I'm actually becoming, you know, mired and bringing myself down, because I'm getting caught in these fear-based energies. And I don't need to get caught in the fear-based energy. See? And that's not going to help either them or me. Me getting caught in fear-based energy is not going to help either them or me. So, like they say on airplanes, your safety belt first, right? Then others. And also for others, you can't tie their safety belts for them. They have to tie it for themselves. Really, it is like that. You can ask them to tie it. You can tell them in as many words. You can tell them 10 times. You'll only exhaust yourself if they are not willing to tie it. At some time, you have to give up, right? And you have to focus on themselves, on yourself. And they have to focus on themselves. So don't, please don't give into this fear-based energy. Make this ritual to Freya and call upon Freya whenever you feel your faith is weakening, or whenever you feel like people around you are in this, caught up in what they call the matrix, the you know, the limited view of the world and the limited view of Earth. Call upon Freya. She is here to guide you. Call upon, think about Amethyst. Eat your fish. Don't eat all the fish, because fish are also in danger in this world. You know, all this saving energy, see if you can put actually into you know, all this trying to do good for this other person, whoever you are trying to like save from digging themselves into a hole. Like, try to see if you can't put this energy thinking about uh, fish and conserving fish conservation. Again, I know very little about these things, but somehow this whole symbolism, I don't think it's just a symbolism. This whole figure of the fish is really coming strong in your reading. I have never had a reading like this where, or a message like this where a stone told me something about fish. But see if you can do something to help the fish. Look into conservation movements. Just read up about fish and what's happening to them, and how mass fishing is actually really killing our oceans. And I think that's what Freya is calling you to direct your energy at. I know this message is so specific, but I think it's really important. I'm pretty sure about this. I told you, I warned you already that this reading is gonna be very different from the last readings I did. Well, and yeah, I wanted to say why, like in the middle of the reading, as I was describing that guy, skating guy in the Arctic ice, or skating person in the Arctic ice, this person was really actually, how do you say it, gender neutral, so really it could have been anyone. So I was like drawing this clear quartz. This is a clear quartz crystal, which I really associate personally. I really associate it with Archangel Michael. So like I was like drawing this and like putting it like near this amethyst, right? And this all was like happening totally subconsciously, unconsciously. Like, I mean, it was not unconscious, but like I couldn't help it. I was just so drawn to this clear quartz, and I was like, I think this is really to say that. So clear quartz is basically a crystal which increases the energy and the vibrations of whatever other rock or stone it is placed near. And amethyst is really the crystal of spiritual connection and of intuitive thinking, intuition, living in intuition, acting in intuition. So when I was like doing this, I think it is really about like increasing your intuition, like strengthening your intuition, which has weakened since these autumn events. And this was really a call to kind of like strengthen the powers and return to the powers, but you already have the spiritual powers, the spiritual connections. Yes, the spiritual link you already have. This is a call to, yeah, strengthen it, fortify. That's the word I was looking for. Fortify. You must fortify your spiritual link. Fortify. That was the word I was struggling with. What's the word? Yeah, fortify was the word. Fortify your spiritual connection. Fortify your spiritual, like, that was really like, that's why this clear quartz like came totally out of nowhere. Yeah. Amazing. Wow. Freya is amazing. Earth is amazing. Archangel Michael is amazing. And fish must be protected. This is not a question. I don't really want to get into like the whole vegan debate and stuff like that. And maybe you're vegan, who knows? So you must be like, eating fish. I don't know. But I really don't want to get into that debate. But I think I just want to say, at least, I mean, I don't want to get into that debate right now. It's not the right moment. But I just want to say in one line that protecting fish or protecting a species is not against the, like, eating fish isn't the opposite of protecting them, like, we are all part of the food chain. It's what the reason, the way we are destroying this balance is through excessive consumption, through excessive hunting and excessive greed, not giving, hunting throughout the year, hunting throughout the month, fishing throughout the month, like this whole consume mentality. So if you look at ancient times, and even if you look at indigenous people today, they eat meat, they eat fish, but there are rules about when, right, and when to hunt and how to hunt and what are ethical ways of fishing or what are ethical ways of hunting. So this is not about like a complete not eating or eating, but it's about moderation. And moderation is what brings balance to this planet. Like right now we have lost all sense of timing, so it's like everything goes everywhere, and if you start one thing, you have to keep growing it till expand. And yeah, okay, now I feel like I'm getting into a whole rant, which is probably not super useful to you, so I'll stop. I just feel strongly about this. So I don't know, just think about it if you are vegan, especially. Like, I mean, at least I think if you are vegan and you then you obviously care about the environment and stuff, then please at least acquaint yourself with indigenous literature on conservation. Not your mainstream literature about sustainability, but really indigenous literature. And I really recommend, if you're on Twitter, I really recommend looking at the work of Dr. Fish Philosopher. Wow. Oh, wow. I just realized that her name on Twitter is Dr. Fish Philosopher. Wow. So this is a part Ashinabe, I think, a scholar based in Canada. She works on fisheries and conservation. And wow, oh wow, I didn't even realize this link till just now that I'm speaking. And her name is Zoe. I can't remember her last name. Shit. But don't worry, just like Google. If you don't use Google, just whatever search engine you use. Good that you don't use Google. Like just use Dr. Fish Philosopher, or go on Twitter and look up Dr. Fish Philosopher and read her work on conservation and sustainability. If you're really that committed of a vegan or person who wants to like understand environmental issues. What is her name? Zoe. Okay, I can't remember her name. I'm so sorry. Dr. Fish Philosopher on Twitter. It's actually a very simple last name, which is why I can't remember. But Dr. Fish Philosopher. Okay. And now what? Also check out Kim Tallbear's work. Kim Tallbear. Her work is not specifically on fisheries, but it might be of interest to you. But definitely check out Dr. Fish Philosophers on Twitter. Dr. Fish Philosopher. She also makes amazing drawings of fish. Might also give you an inspiration for yours. And what now? What should we do now? Dude, don't let these stumbles sever your link with the MatterSpirit. You have such a beautiful link with MatterSpirit. Keep it alive. Let's do something for you. Let's pull out let's pull out an Archangel Animal Oracle card for you. So I'm gonna use like this one, this card by Diana Cooper, Archangel Animal Oracle cards. So let's pull out one of these for you. Since everyone else had their cards pulled out, let's give you a card too. Ta-da! Should first put them all in the right. Yeah. Okay. Let's pull one message to you from, since Archangel Michael decided to come here. Okay. Let's see what the Angel of Light has to say to you. Also, if you come from a place which has, or you grew up in a place where the local mythology speaks about dragons, I urge you to look up those stories about dragons. I think they have a message for you. Dragons have a message for you. Ooh. Wow. So 2 cards popped out. Monkey and Llama in reverse. Okay. So the monkey card with Archangel Raphael says, experience all that life has to offer. Experience all that life has to offer. Wow. And the llama in reverse. Archangel Chamuel, set clear boundaries and enforce them. Could we have more of a confirmation? Like, come on, come on, come on. This is like really clear. Everything I just said, everything I just channeled, this is really. So Archangel Raphael is also the Archangel for healing. So what they are really saying is that this stumble last autumn in the ice has really caused you to question everything and even question your faith. But what questioning faith does, I mean, no, not questioning faith per se. I think faith should always be questioned because it always gives us an opportunity to strengthen it. But it's more of what this weakening of faith, what this weakening of faith does is that it really limits your world, right? It really limits your reality. It destroys the magic of matter, of the material. So when that happens, when we live in limited versions of reality, we cannot experience all that life has to offer, right? And there is a wound here, obviously. When you can't experience life in its real magic, you have been wounded, and therefore Archangel Raphael comes through to offer healing. And the monkey spirit. Monkey is such a playful, joyful spirit, but also such a caring, loving spirit. You have to offer this care and love to yourself before you offer it to others. See? So right now you really have to go to the self-healing phase, the self-healing mode. Offer yourself the love you deserve. You know you deserve. And offer yourself the love the angels hold in their heart for you. Become open to receiving Archangel Raphael's healing, the monkey spirit's healing. And become that playful person you were, like the monkey spirit says. You used to like be friends with the ice and skate about it and just like go through life and trust it. You used to surrender to the divine. Just remember that. That is the real you. That is the free you. You are such a playful, joyful person. What happened? Huh? I mean, it's okay. A little setback happened, and it's okay. It happens. It happens. It happens to all of us. But the important part is that you remember who you are, get back up again, and go to playing with the ice again instead of using it as some sort of like means for progress and getting to your real goals and shit like that. Like all these linear ideas about progress and development and going from worse to better. These are lies told to us about people by people who want to control everything, who live in fear-based realities. They can't live in magic realities because they're so afraid of magic. You are not afraid of magic. You are a magical person. You are not afraid of magic. So become your playful self again. And here the llama. So again, what a clear confirmation. Oh, I love my angels. I love the animals and I love my angels. Llama, set clear boundaries and enforce them. Archangel Chamuel. Very clear message. I think I don't even need to explain it. You know exactly who they are talking about, what they are talking about. The person, the situation who is wounded with limited version of reality. You have to set clear boundaries with them. It came out in reverse, which means that right now your boundaries with them are really not good, unhealthy. They are porous. It's turning almost slowly into a codependent relationship. So be very, very cognizant of that. And instead set clear boundaries, which means before talking to them, you set aside some time for yourself and say, what do I like? What do I not like? Well, first of all, what is important to me? Who is the real me? And then think, when you are around this person or in this situation, what triggers you, what doesn't trigger you, what you like about this person and what you don't like, and then decide and just see how this person's behavior severs your link to the MatterSpirit, the magic of the world, and just try to not get into that situation. That's what I'm saying. You need to be very strategic about it. You need to be almost forceful about it also at some point, because think of the llama. Think of llama as an animal. How protective it is of its boundaries. How protective llamas are of their boundaries. They're so protective. Like if they don't like a person touching them or coming too close to them, they spit, right? And it hurts. So you have to become like the llama. This is really the way to enforce. Say, I'm not gonna tolerate this, and get out of there. Yeah, so please do that. Please set your boundaries. Monkeys and llamas are with you. Archangel Raphael and Archangel Chamuel are with you. Take care. Protect your energies always. And I think I've said everything I needed to say. Take care, and wishing you all the best. Thanks for watching this reading. If it resonated, please leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for private readings. See below. And yes, all the information is in the description box. Thanks for watching, Amethyst people. I wish you all the very best. This is Diane. Goodbye. Goodbye from Diana. Bye.